Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook. Gwendolyn White, racial battle fatigue. The white community pushed this black woman right here to the point where she didn't know what else to do. Who was Gwendolyn White? She is the 57-year-old black woman from Roseville, North Carolina, who shot two white attorneys at court. I know many of you have heard this story. Now let's get into why she did this. We're going to go off of what she said and also documented facts from the court files. Then you can form your own opinion. And at the end, if there's any time left, I'll give mine and what I think about this also. Now we got to go back to March of 2021, Roseville, North Carolina. The police were called to the house of Gwendolyn White in March of 2021 for a dispute between her and her white neighbors. Okay, she called the police. The police arrived. The police have on body cams. Now, when they showed up, the police said that this situation between Gwendolyn White and her neighbors was just a neighborhood dispute. It's not that serious. So they said that being that it's only a neighborhood dispute, nobody got arrested, nothing major. We're not going to take this thing too serious. So the city of Roseville Police Department removed the body cam footage from the day that the officers were called to this neighborhood for Gwendolyn White and her neighbors, okay? They claim that in their policy, if the footage is not classified or needed as evidence, they remove it. That's what they say, okay? Now, Gwendolyn White said, no, this wasn't just a neighborhood dispute. She said, I've been the victim of break-ins, stalking, harassment, and just these white neighbors really making my life miserable for years. So she said, when I called the officers that day, this was a long list of things that have been happening. These people have been doing stuff for years, okay? So Gwendolyn White said the day that these officers came out, that body cam footage shows the people admitting to what they were doing to her. She said that they admitted everything. She said that these people even admitted to a double murder on camera. That's what she said, okay? She said it's all on the officer's body cam, but you all got rid of it. And Gwendolyn White said, when you people deleted that body cam footage as per your policy, you were just trying to cover up for these people because they admitted everything that I'm saying and the stuff that I've been dealing with for years. So Gwendolyn White, she files a petition requesting that this footage, okay, be put back in. She wants this footage of the day that the police came to her house in this dispute with her neighbors. But she put in for this footage a year later, okay? She filed a petition requesting this footage a year later. They said, we don't have it. She said, nah, you have it. That's a cover up for these people because you know what's going on, and they admitted to what's been going on, what I've been saying they've been doing to me for all this time. So Gwendolyn White filed a petition with the court, and they granted her request, and they ordered the Roseville Police Department to release all body cam footage worn on this day that they responded to Gwendolyn White's neighborhood for this dispute with the neighbors. And the judge said, if this body cam footage is not available, then the department needs to provide a copy of the policies to Gwendolyn White to explain why this body cam footage was deleted. Now, following this order from the judge, the town of Roseville, North Carolina said, well, we work with some technicians and we'll get them to do it, okay? So they called these technicians that they work with, and these technicians were able to recover 3 clips from the officers the day that Gwendolyn White originally called them for this dispute with her neighbors. They said, we recovered 3 clips. So they turned these recovered body cam clips over to the court. But they said, we were not able to recover anything from one of the officers' body footage. We only were able to get it from one. And of course, they weren't able to get it from the body footage of the officer who Gwendolyn White claims had everything on it. She said, okay, how were you able to get it from him, but not from this one? That is the one that has it all. Not from this one officer, these 3 clips. We want it from both of them because that officer is the one who has it. They admitted it to him. So since they didn't provide Gwendolyn White with the officer's body cam footage, who she said has everything on it, she filed a motion for contempt of court. She said the Roseville Police Department did not do what the judge ordered, so I'm filing contempt of court. The Roseville Police Department responded. They said, we couldn't do anything. Missions that work with us were only able to recover these 3 clips. And of course, these people work with them often. So Gwendolyn White keeps fighting, 3 years go by. She's dealing with this situation where she says that the white community has formed Pell Voltron against her and they're making her life miserable. Okay? It's when these people get together and just do horrible things. All the white community falls in. You know what I mean? The authorities, people from the school, the fire department, whoever, the community. Okay? They're just all falling into place, she said, doing things to make her and her mother's life miserable. She said after she filed this petition in the courts for that camera footage, she's been harassed by these neighbors, the police, judges, attorneys, members of the Ku Klux Klan. They have been stalking her. She provides video footage of blacked out trucks and cars following her on the road. People ducking down, she said, when she comes out and tries to take pictures of them. You have cars that were never seen before, black cars sitting in front of her house, she said. And she actually has footage of this stuff. I mean, that's what she said. She said this stuff wasn't happening before. She even shows that her and her mother were being poisoned by these people. Her mother's an elderly lady. So what happens eventually, for some reason, which I don't know the whole story behind this, they remove her elderly mother from her home and sent her to an adult care facility. When her mother is at this adult care facility, she says that these people were abusing her mother, treating her mother horribly. She documented these things on her social media. I mean, it's some real horrible looking pictures of things that her mother was dealing with at this facility. She put all this stuff on Facebook and social media. She shows pictures of the arsenic test that her and her mother got to prove that they were being poisoned. And these people really were doing something bad to her mother in this nursing home or whatever, this facility. These pictures are they're horrible. They're horrible, man. I'm telling you, that's a fact that these people weren't taking care of her mother. They was doing something. You know what I'm saying? So her mother passes away at this facility at age 90. And Gwendolyn White says that these people did this to her mother. She says, I know what they did. I documented all of it. She's put all this stuff on social media. Now, fast forward to January of 2026. Now, there's a hearing on the motion of contempt that Gwendolyn filed in the year 2022. There's a new judge. This new judge is named Jennifer Bedford or something like that. And this Judge Bedford ordered that the police turn over the flash drive from the body cam footage that they have to Gwendolyn White. And the judge also finds that the police department was not in contempt and dismisses all Gwendolyn White's motions. Said no, dismissed her motion, boom, get out of here. So after that hearing, the police department, they turn over this flash drive to Gwendolyn White. Gwendolyn says that the flash drive does not work. They also share a link with her to download this footage directly. So she downloads this footage. And after that, Gwendolyn White files a motion for a new trial, asking for the body cam footage. She also files a motion for this judge to be recused from the case because she said this judge right here, Bedford, is part of this whole situation, this conspiracy, this cover up. They're all working together. She said this new judge right here is part of this situation. She wants this judge recused or removed from this situation right here. So they have a hearing set for May 22nd. Okay, for this Judge Bedford to listen to or hear this new situation that Gwen White has filed, this new motion, okay? May 22nd, they got to go back. So they go to court. They have a hearing. Gwendolyn White explains that she wants a new trial. The attorneys for the town of Roseville, where she lives, who represent the town of Roseville, they argue back that this case should not be reopened. They said this is BS. We should not reopen this. Now, Gwendolyn White is in court that day. She's very upset. She's tired of this. She's very mad. When the court session is over, she goes to her car, gets her gun, comes back, goes to an alley near the courthouse where these attorneys are that were in court representing the town of Roseville. She shoots both of them. She gets arrested. She's charged for 2 counts of attempted murder. And that's where this thing came from. That's where this situation stems from, people. Give a quick take on what I think about this, and I want you to get in the comments and give us your opinions as well. I believe that Gwendolyn White was pushed by these people to the point where she couldn't take it. I believe this is racial battle fatigue, harassment that the white community often does to black people. We know for a fact that these are the things that they do. I do believe that she lived in a neighborhood where the white folks did not want her there, and a lot of things that she claimed, I think that they were doing. You can see the neighborhood that she lives in. This is not a black neighborhood in North Carolina. These people didn't want her there. I believe that they have the camera footage that she's speaking of, and they don't want people to hear it or see it. I think it's a cover up. It's just real weird to me that you can get anybody else's footage from 5 years ago or whenever when you want to solve something, but oh, we don't have it. Then you call these technicians and okay, this is all we could get. I believe her when she says that officer right there is the one that has the actual footage, but you're trying to keep this from me. I believe that. I do believe that those cars were following her. She's took videos of it. And I know for a fact that they abused her mother at that facility. She claims that they were poisoned also. I don't know. But I know for a fact that they were doing her mom dirty at their facility. She documents this on her social media, her Facebook, and the pictures are so gruesome. You know that somebody was abusing this woman. I also believe that Gwendolyn White was a little off, in my opinion, but she seems like she was one of those people who's always like that. She seems like one of those people that where she's going to do it her way. And if she feels as though she's mistreated, she's going to document everything and she's going to take it all the way up to the top. A little off, yeah, from what I see about her, but I think that this situation didn't cause her to be a little off. It just drove her to the point where people like her, this is what they do. This is a church lady right here. She claims that Nick Cannon is her cousin. She says how he's her cousin. I believe she said that her mother's grandmother and his grandmother or brother and sister, or sis, something like that. She gives the full thing. She may not be lying, but I noticed that a lot of people who are mentally off often say a lot of things about celebrities and all kind of stuff like that. But maybe she's right. I don't know. I think that she's one of those people where if you knew her, right, and you wanted to help her in a situation, you would probably back out and you can't even help her because she's got her mind made up as to what she wants to do and how she's going to do it. And you may not agree because you don't want to get involved in how she's going to do it. But one of them people you acknowledge like, yeah, they doing you dirty. This is messed up. But she's like, I'm doing it like this. She wants to do it her way. But just because somebody's a little off, and I don't even know if she's off, I'm just giving an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going off of all the things I've seen on her social media and reading all this stuff from the courts. I think that just because somebody's off don't mean that they're lying. That doesn't mean that they're lying. A lot of people are trying to use that against her and what she did and the things that she claimed. I don't think that just because somebody's off or a little off and they say some things that you may not believe or you may think are far-fetched, I don't think that they're lying. But in my opinion, free Gwendolyn White. Victim of racial battle fatigue. These white supremacists were harassing her. She didn't know what else to do. She just blew up. Anyway, people, easy.